The Disney parks, Universal Studios, and more all have more they could do to open the door to families with particular needs. Today, we're ready to explain what it is many of these places of fun could do to make spaces for those who have special needs. Folks, it's an important video you can't miss with someone who designs parks intended to bring bliss to everyone possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy you are here with us. Welcome back, one and all, where we heed the call for explaining entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do. We do it with a zeal that even the Holly Weirds can feel. Folks, as we start, click the like button, and this is one that you are going to be very happy, I believe, that you tuned into. Truly, it's touching, and we hope that it inspires far and wide. Let's get started right now.
Our guest tonight, we're not going to be talking about our traditional kind of subject here for just a moment. We have a guest named Britney Markham that is about to join us, and her son has ASMD, sometimes referred to as baby Alzheimer's, and is working to bring awareness to that disease. And Britney has been doing a lot of work to with a difficult hand to try to raise money for research so that people don't have to deal with some of the problems that they have been dealing with as a family. Please welcome to the Pro Show, Britney Markham.
Thank you for
Britney.
having me.
Happy to have you, Britney. As you join the show, I'd just like to know, Britney, I think you've had some intersections with Disney over the past years. Share with us your thoughts on the Disney situation and how maybe that's had some influence in your family and what you've been fighting for.
Oh, yeah. So I grew up as a huge Disney fan. My mom is from Southern California, so even though I didn't grow up in California, I visited all the time and went to Disneyland. That's all I wanted to do growing up. And I started my professional career in theme park design, actually with the Disney College program at Disney World. So I was able to spend a good hot summer there and working in the parks at Crystal Palace on Main Street. And and I went to Cal Arts, Disney's school for the arts, and have been in theme park design ever since working. So which I love being in this world. So
is it appropriate to ask you your thoughts on Epic Universe and the designs that you've seen coming out of that park? It's okay if you decline. It's okay to say, no, really can't go there.
I have to be careful about what I say because I have a lot of friends that are working on it. But I am happy to see construction being done in the United States. I'll say that much. It's a good thing to have that type of development happening within the United States, because a lot of the projects that I work on are not in the United States, and it's always fun to work on something that's at home. So, whether or not it's going the best way it can is up for debate, but I am glad that we're having that conversation in the United States.
And specifically in Orlando, it's been a very long time since we've had anything at this kind of a scale. So it is like a new dawn down there. Mm-hmm. But Brittany, you also are here for a reason beyond just theme parks. There's something that's very, very important and close to you regarding what Jonas was mentioning. Could you talk to us a little bit about the research and the efforts that you're hoping will get underway in saving the day when it comes to children who have a particular situation and families who are dealing with it?
Yes. So my son, and thank you so much for having me on. This is the biggest thing in my life right now is fighting for my son. My son, Damien, is 5 years old. And when he was born, we thought he was totally normal, perfect, happiest little boy. And when he was just about 2 years old, he was diagnosed and we were told that people with this disease don't typically live to be 3. And his diagnosis seems to be a little more mild than the norm, but they still told us don't expect him to be around when he's 5. And so, of course, my mind immediately went to researching and trying to do, just trying to catch up on where that conversation was and how close were we to finding an answer to saving these kids' lives. And I found out that we are actually very close to having something that could save my son's life. And so in conversations with all of the researchers and the scientists, there's one particular organization that is laser focused on making the treatment and developing the treatment. And it's kind of an all hands on deck situation. And I asked them, I grilled them with questions, and I was like, how much money would it take to speed up the process? Because they're very close. They're to the point where money does make a difference, and how fast this can get finished up. And they said, probably $3 million. And so I said, I'm going to do it. We're going to raise that money, and we're going to save my son's life. And so we've been fighting ever since. We've been able to get a preliminary brain treatment started that Damien is on now. And I am convinced is the reason why he's still with us today. And he's, for all things considered, he's doing remarkably well. We're in unprecedented territory right now as far as kids being his age with this disease still. We've been able to slow down his regression a ton. And I just always say we're in this to win it. We didn't come this far just to get this far. We're going to get it to the finish line. So of the $3 million that I've been working on fundraising, we are over 1.1 million so far and counting. And we've been raising money through doing what I love, which is theme park design, and doing fundraisers from home. So we're in our city's 4th of July parade every year, and I make a big crazy float for that. Last year I did a life-sized elephant that my husband got to march around for a few miles. We've turned our garage into basically a Disney's Haunted Mansion meets Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We call it Damien's Not So Haunted House. And that's been a hit in our community with families with young kids. They love it. And we just did a Christmas event at our house, making this massive Christmas village, train village. And so, so being able to kind of combine both worlds a little bit to get this done.
That's amazing. And that sounds like good memories for Damien regardless.
Definitely. We're so grateful that he's here fighting, and it's very obvious that he wants to be here, and he's still the happiest little boy. He loves Mickey Mouse. And we still have ties to Disney. My husband works for Disney, so we're able to go to the parks very often, and that's such a special time for our family.
So what are the organizations and what are the places that people who want to assist with this, where can they send their money and send their support and send their efforts to try to make a major difference in the lives of children under this situation, with families who are sharing in this same battle with you?
Thank you. If you go to savedamien.com, I've got it on my little subtitle here. There are a bunch of ways to donate. It's just whatever is most convenient to you. Of that $1.1 million that we've raised so far, the average donation is $20. So it just goes to show that just the smallest amount makes a difference. It has made such a difference for our lives. Damien's not the only one that's on this experimental brain medication. There's a bunch of kids around the world that have started it because of our campaign. So we're already making a difference. Every dollar makes a difference. If you go to savedamien.com and you click on donate, there's 4 different ways to donate. You can do Venmo, PayPal. You can go to our GoFundMe if you're wanting a tax deductible donation, or you can go directly to the nonprofit research organization that we're raising money for, which is called the Wilder Nation Foundation.
Absolutely wonderful. We hope that people will go over there and make a difference. This is something that we can do to truly have an effect and bring joy where otherwise there is struggle and sometimes sorrow. And so we want to fix that as best we can. I'm also interested, Brittany, as we have you on today. Talk to us a little bit about the about park design when it comes to those who have different abilities, and any thoughts you have on that, and how theme parks might be more accommodating to families that have these special needs.
Well, I've been really lucky in my career to be in those starting conversations where people are starting to talk about the theme park design and the layout from the very beginning, or talking about the concepts of like what type of rides and what type of experiences do we want people to enjoy. It is very clear to me that unless you have personal experience with going to a theme park with someone who has a disability, or if you have a disability yourself, you're not able to experience it the way a normal able-bodied person would be able to experience. It's really hard to put yourself in their shoes. In my opinion, I feel like the way we get to have better accessibility in parks is for to be able to have conversations with people that are going through it. Because there's just no other way to try to imagine what someone's needs could be. You know, sometimes we've gone to me being a theme park lover, I've been to a bunch of theme parks, and it's very obvious like which parks have a connection to people and know, what they would need, and people who like, there's parks I've gone to where I truly just don't feel like they wanted me there because it's just like frustrating the whole day, because it's like, oh, they clearly did not want me to be here, because it's so hard to get around. So I feel like the more conversations that people can have about it, I don't know if I try to speak up as much as I can. I guess I try to represent as best I can to be a voice for those people, because it's just not top of mind. A lot of people in theme park design, I think, design for themselves, and if they themselves are not going through something or experiencing in a particular sort of way, it's just not going to come to their mind.
I want to open it up to the panel. If you all have any questions for Brittany about these particular topics, I don't want to be the only person, me and Jonas, asking questions. So if you have a inquiry you'd like to make, or a comment, we'll open it up to the rest of the panel.
I'd like to make 2 points. As somebody who is getting older, you don't think you're going to be subject to a lot of this mobility stuff, but you know what? I don't move quite so well as I used to, and that's just the reality of it. So even if you're young and you think, well, that doesn't affect me, it will. It will if you're lucky and live long enough for it to. Secondly, I noticed a friend of mine, DL Fendel, in the chat mentioned, and I wanted to mention too, if you use PayPal to donate, as I just did, be careful. There's 2 settings. One says friends and family, and that one PayPal doesn't deduct a percentage out of. The other one they do. So be sure to use the friends and family setting. I know that from donating to other outfits. So
right.
God bless you and what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is a setting that gets you seller's insurance or something like that. And they've made it phrased oddly on the PayPal site. As someone who's had relatives that have not been able to do what they want to do in a Disney park with their children because of the way that Disney has changed their policies over the years. And I'm not even referring to the current DAS changes that I disagree with how they've been implemented, and that's well documented over on the That Park Place channel. These are the kind of things that are really important for families that are trying to make memories, because sometimes they don't have as much of an opportunity to make those memories. And it's really hard to do a day at a theme park with a fully abled family. Sometimes really hard is the wrong word. It's physically demanding to do that with a fully able family. So I think that Walt was always very good at trying to be inclusive in the good sense of that word, to try to make it so that his parks were accessible to everyone. Now, obviously, Disneyland was built in the 1950s, and we've come a long way since then on access. But I think that I think this is something that if anybody from Disney is listening, I think they could do better, and they could make their current process a lot less tormenting to people applying for disability access.
Also, if Disney is listening, and we're not trying to be inappropriately influential in any way, but this is something that I think companies like Disney and Universal could very much get behind, is assisting with this research. For individuals, it's a lot of money, but for major corporations, this is something that you all can get behind. And I know that there are leaders in the companies that we cover who listen to this. And I hope that if you're a leader inside Disney or Universal Studios, perhaps you're a leader inside Dollywood or some of these other places, this would be a very generous and kind thing, and it would bring joy to our world. So I'll say we consider Damien a wonderful friend that we want to support, and we hope that other companies will join in that endeavor. Brittany, thank you for being here and for sharing your story. Are there any other things that you would like to share with us?
I think that's basically it for us. I really think that, in terms of theme park design and making it more accessible, I think it's just having that communication open. If there's nobody on your team that has firsthand experience, get somebody on there that does, or at least invite people into the conversation early on, not just like right before you're about to open and you can't make any changes at that point. Like, get them on early and ask them what they need, because people need that firsthand experience.
And Brittany, looking at that photo you have on the website, Damien is a beautiful and wonderful child, and it is an honor to be able to talk about Damien and be here with you on the show. What a wonderful child, and worth fighting for every single moment.
Absolutely. He is so worth the fight, and it's amazing to see how good people are. That's been the thing that has blown me away the most in doing this campaigning, is just people being so willing to help. They complete strangers just wanting to help us. And it really has made such a difference, not just in our lives. Damien is worth all of this fight just for him, but so many kids are being affected by this campaign, and so many families are being helped. And we just want more time with our kids, and we're making a difference. And so I'm just so grateful for everybody's help.
That's right. Folks, get out there and share some love. Be loving to the little ones. They're the ones that need us the most. And for those who can give, SaveDamien.com is a very worthy cause. And I hope good things are on the way, Brittany.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's always sad when one of these video ends, and yet it is the beginning of the wait for the next one to land. 4 times a day right here on the Pro Channel. And by the way, there's plenty more on our partner channels, That Park Place, That Pod Place, That Game Place, and go check out the original music we have on stations like Vacation Radio. We'd love to have you, love to entertain you. At least we'll do a better job than some of the current entertainment companies. Folks, like, share, subscribe, and you know what? Drop a comment right on down below. Share this out anywhere you go on social media. And until the next time, we have the honor, the pleasure of getting to spend time with you when you choose to invite us into your day to add the value that we hope to bring your way. We ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah.
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up. 3 days of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.